This is the second half of Cicero's Pro Caelio Section 19, and we're in the middle of Cicero dealing with a minor charge um, that Caelius has been violent, and he has attacked a senator in the middle of the pontificate elections, a senator who up until this point hasn't come forward, and Cicero is casting doubt on this because he is just coming forward now. And so he says, if, and we're talking about the senator here, if the senator responds to me in reference to me here, a dative of reference, and then to these claims that I'm making, or these charges rather, to these questions maybe that Cicero has brought up here, um, why he hasn't come forward sooner rather than later, etc. So if in reference to me, if to me he responds to these things directly and smartly. Acute literally means sharp, right? Acutus, acute. But here it's sort of like without any sort of like subterfuge or any sort of evasion. So directly and smartly. Well, then I would ask. So we have a present subjunctive. It could also be future indicative here, but I think still going with the present subjunctive, which we saw earlier. Then I would ask finally, or at last, ex quo fonte. Now, back in section 7, or section 6 rather, Cicero used this idea of flowing water as like a metaphor, and he's coming back to that. And in section 6, he said, he talked about the waters from which I, Cicero, flowed forth to greater fame. And here he says, well, from what source, what spring does that senator emanate, right? Does he emerge? So finally, then I would ask, where's that senator emerging from, right? From what source does that senator pour forth? For if the man himself will arise, and now nascor, to be born, usually gets it, I think maybe originate. So for if the senator himself will arise and um, will originate from himself, literally, of his own accord, perhaps, as I am accustomed to be, well, I will be convinced, I will be impressed, I will be moved. But if, however, est rivulis, he is a rivulet, a small stream, a tributary, summoned and led by the very head or the very source of your accusation, of your prosecution, maybe. Well, I will be overjoyed. I will be delighted when, or maybe since, your accusation is relying on such great gratitude or thanks and such great wealth, at unum senatorum solum esse inventum here, that only one senator has been found who wishes to oblige you, wishes to gratify you. So if this is all true, and even if he comes forth on his own, but if he's been summoned and led by you, if you are the font, if you are the caput of this, and you've got all this money and all this influence, well, then more to the point here, it'll be good for me because you could only find one guy to swear to this.